Good girl, and you're gonna get me soaked, aren't you? Hey guys, Tibbs Purple Moo Juice, and we got Dixie here. We're in my hometown of Southwick, Massachusetts at Fletcher's Park. Right down there is what we call Powder Mill Brook, Great Brook, and the Snake River, actually. This whole area, especially over here, is an old powder mill. The people here to my left are the Fletchers, or at least it used to be, and there was a grinding stone right about here, and it was perfect shape, never used, brand new from probably the 1800s, and mysteriously disappeared. But we're here to do some metal detecting. We have the Mine Lab Equinox 800. I got my shovel with my little spade and my pinpointer, and we're going to see if we can't find something. We are going to take a walk down to the brook and see the condition of that, and let's see what we can find. Okay, we got a 14 here, 14, 15. Let's get this thing turned on. All that for this. Interesting enough. No idea what that is, but it appears to be old, and it's our first find. Alright, we'll get back to you on the next one. I want to show you a little bit of the structure here. That is part of where the mill was built. I don't know how well you can see it. It's very deep down there. I came down here in June one year and it was still ice and snow down there. This is part of the structure where the water was diverted to get the wheel to turn the turbines, or whatever they're called. It goes all the way back over there. Very interesting setup. The water comes from Congamon Lakes, which is a set of 3 ponds about a mile from here, and it's a pretty good sized body of water. I don't like the looks of the water down there. This used to be a beautiful trout brook. It looks like the water is almost stagnant. This kind of reminds me of the water that comes out of, or that's down south in North Carolina. It's got that milky white, unclear. The water is very, very warm, I'm sure. But anyways, I just wanted to show you this, a little bit of history. That looks like a giant old safe. It's probably some kind of a furnace, though. That was probably dumped here. Well, this is a view that I haven't seen in a long time. Back when I was a kid, we'd come down here, and this water was a lot, I don't want to say it was clear, but because it does look pretty clear, but on the other side was a big area where kids used to hang out that probably lived near the lakes and knew the area better. I lived about a mile from here, 1.5 miles. But we used to walk down here with our poles all the time and fish in here and catch trout. We'd spend the day, hours and hours a day down here, and swim in here and fish and follow the brook down and see all kinds of weird fish. We used to call them red tails or red fins, and they were probably baby suckers. They had like little tiny prickles on their front nose, if you want to call a fish that has a nose. But this is all that red kind of sandstone-ish, shaly kind of stuff. It was always very slippery to come down here. It's a lot easier to get down now than it was. Another look at that red stone I was telling you about. That's basically what all this is. It's we always called it when we were kids sandstone, but we didn't ever had to worry about getting worms because there's always plenty of worms down here to fish with. But we'll walk up here, keep you on. Now the leaves on these steeper rocks always were slippery, so I'm going to be careful here. Oh, I think of the... brings back memories being down here. That is for sure. So we're going to check out these little holes in this bedrock. See if we can't find something cool. Up here somewheres, there was like an axe head that I found when I was a kid. Never got it out. Never really tried. But I thought it was pretty cool. Hey, you gonna come or are you gonna stay there? Really, really neat place. This is probably where they had the water wheel. Who knows? Boy, has it changed though. The foundation over there where all those big rocks are to the water diverting area. Sure, this water is very warm. See if there's any kind of noise in here at all. It's not as warm as I thought it would be. It's a good sign. I like that. Actually, very, very refreshing. So maybe it's just the maybe it's just the overhead clouds making the water look the way it does. I'm very pleased to see the water running as much as it is because a couple years ago I came down here and it was barely running and the fish were stuck in all the pools and they were dying. I see little fish all over the place now. There used to be trout in all these little holes right here, and we were patient enough to fish them. I don't know what created all this bedrock, the water. Wonder if we should try even bothering. It was 16 to 22. It's probably just a aluminum pull tap, but no reason why we can't try to figure out what it is. Actually, let's give it a shot. What the heck? Before I do that, where'd it go? Just a round rock. Yeah, it's ringing all over the place. It's got to be something big. I'm just going to take a walk through here. Stay a little downstream so I don't make the water any darker. See if we can't... where they use that word, eyeball anything. There's an acorn. Now I gotta see if this thing's on. Okay, it's on. Very dark water, or should I say sunlight isn't coming through to lighten up the water some. I believe that's where we used to sit. Let that water run right over our backs. You having fun, aren't you? You sure are. I love you, Dixie. It's pretty cool down here. Very grateful my parents picked a nice town to grow up in. Let's work our way up there. The water isn't as deep. And maybe something got trapped, and we'll check out the bedrock as we go. Nice little potholes where rocks get in and spin and spin and spin and eat away. Eat away at all the bedrock. It's pretty cool. Dixie, you don't want to go that way. Come on. Somewhere's, I think just up here is where that axe head was, if that's even what it was. Very little trash down here that I noticed. Somebody sold to their foot flop or sneaker. Oh, got something in that little one. Nothing in that one. Nothing in that one. So let's take out the pinpointer. See if we can find out what's in this little pothole other than fish. Okay, we got a 16 right here, just up about 50, 60 feet from where we were last time. Shouldn't have a problem finding this one. In case there's glass, I do see a piece of glass here. I'm gonna use my shovel. Dixie, up. Okay, I know you're not too far away. Gotta protect the ones you love, though. Yes, here's another piece of glass. Definitely more sand and dirt down here than I thought. Gotta hit the bedrock at some point. I don't know. Sure, there's more than one target. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like we found it. Let's go rinse that off. See what it could be. Could be a car part. Really old piece of iron, an iron bar. You can tell the age on that sucker. It's been down there a long time. It's definitely not a gun barrel, if anybody was thinking that. Kind of crossed my mind a little bit. Alright, well, that mystery is solved. Well, although they did all this new, they left these little walkways to go in, so the most part of the bridge is the same. Because we used to climb on these when it started pouring out, and we'd walk on these edges to get out of the rain. And we're gonna walk right up through the center of the brook. It's all shallow and bedrock up there. A lot more collection of sand and stuff, so we might have some better luck than down here. All right, we'll get back to you. Well, I hear a lot of metal detectors always say, well, look at the clouds, it's starting to get dark. We're definitely supposed to have 40% chance of thunderstorms today. So it's kind of ironic we're right by the cave, or the tunnel that we used to go in when we were kids to get out of the rain. Of course, we're soaking wet from swimming and fishing anyways. But we're going to move on to the other side of the tunnel and see what's over there. We're in the tunnel here, and it's a little deep right here. I don't know how well you can see, and I know these rocks aren't too sharp, but they're sharp enough where Dixie could get hurt, so we're going to head back the other way. I don't want her getting hurt. Well, we didn't find anything too interesting down here. I was telling you earlier about the Congamon Lakes. Well, in 1955, the flooded a good portion of this town. Well, it came right down through here. Right down through here. My algebra teacher, geometry teacher, had a house, and she was going to a dance, and she had a very unstable feeling. Her mother said that her dress was hanging from a closet door hanger, and her mother said, we got to get out of this house. And they had gotten out, and they went to the highest peak that they could get to, and as soon as they got to the top, safe out of the path, the lake just tumbled by and picked their house up and spun it around and smashed it, and it just disappeared. Well, after the whole thing was said and done, they found her dress hanging from a tree limb about 40 feet up in the air, just like it was placed there. I remember that from, oh, I think I was in 10th grade, which would have been in 1979. I do have my pole up in the car. Jeep. Alright, we got a 19 here. Uh-oh. I'll try to make this my last dig. It's really getting windy and I feel the rain coming down. Something's right in the crack right here. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. We're gonna get soaked. I can hear the rain coming. Ugh. Oh, come on. I think we got it out. Where are you? Oh my goodness. It's a little piece of, little tiny nail, and we are going to get soaked. We are going to be lucky. We're lucky that we're right next to the car. But I don't know if you can hear that. Get this turned off. Alright, Dix. Should have listened to you. Woohoo! This is the third tree we're gonna have to climb under. There's so much history in this town. One of these days, I'd like to dig it up. And I certainly would love to find out what happened to that grinding stone that was here. Well, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Tibbs out.